Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. 1992 introduced us to an American sports comedy film that was directed by Penny Marshall. That movie was A League of Their Own, and it tells the fictionalized account of the real-life All-American Girls Professional Baseball League that was established in the 40s. The movie stars Tom Hanks, Geena Davis, Madonna, Lori Petty, John Lovitz, David Strathairn, Gary Marshall, Rosie O'Donnell, and Bill Pullman. The storyline for the movie follows grandmother Dottie Henson as she arrives at Liberty Field in Cooperstown. She's there somewhat unwillingly to participate in the unveiling of the new exhibit at the Baseball Hall of Fame that honors the first professional women's baseball league, in which she was a catcher. The league was established in 1943 by businessman Walter Harvey in response to the absence of many men due to the war that was going on. This posed a threat to Major League Baseball itself. Dottie and her younger sister Kit Keller, from a farming community in the Willamette Valley of Oregon, were among the 64 players that were recruited from all over North America to form the 4 teams that represented Midwestern cities in its first year. Her coach, ex-Major League Baseball player Jimmy Dugan, whose drinking ended his playing career, led to many challenges for Dottie, as she was the one with the skill that had to take on many of the responsibilities for the team due to his inability and lack of belief in the league. Apart from Jimmy, Dottie's reluctance to attend the reunion is partly due to a combination of issues within the league, which treated the players more as eye candy than athletes, and her relationship with Kit, her sister, a pitcher who always felt overshadowed by her older sister, of whom she hadn't seen for a while, and the way that Dottie ended her time with that league at the very end of its first year. Director Penny Marshall was inspired by a 1987 TV documentary that she had seen that was called A League of Their Own, about this All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. She had never heard of the league at the time, and she contacted the film's creator to start developing a screenplay and have the production produced, run by 20th Century Fox. But Fox eventually passed on this script, which was a big mistake. Marshall then signed with Sony Pictures, who was real eager to produce it. In initial casting, Marshall talked and was very interested in Demi Moore for the part of Dottie. Demi Moore liked the idea of the film and wanted to play it, but at the time that filming came around and the project got into swing, she was pregnant. Then they decided to cast Deborah Winger in that role, and she went on to spend 3 months training with the Chicago Cubs in preparation for the part. However, she dropped out of the production 4 weeks before the start of principal photography, later saying that the casting of Madonna was the reason that she made that decision. Director Marshall then decided to choose Geena Davis to replace Winger, and I think it was an excellent choice. They used USC's assistant baseball coach Bill Hughes as the film's technical advisor, and they put the entire cast through a baseball training camp that lasted 3 months before filming ever started. Principal photography began July 10th of 1991. Filming the game scenes involved a lot of physical mishaps that happened, and a lot of people got hurt. People got broken noses, large bruises, and one actress even got a broken foot during filming. The tryout scene that you see at a fictional Major League stadium in Chicago called Harvey Field was filmed at the Chicago Cubs home stadium of Wrigley Field. The Rockford Peaches home games were filmed at League Stadium in Huntingtonburg, Indiana. And the championship game against Racine was all shot at Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana. The house that you see where the Rockford Peaches lived is in Henderson, Kentucky. And there were a lot of the interior shots that were done there. You also see the exterior of the house highly visible as one of the team members weds and drives off with her husband. And also in the scene where Dottie is leaving with her husband. During the filming of the World Series games, quite a few of the stars took turns entertaining the unpaid extras that were in the film. Tom Hanks did a puppet show over the dugout, and Rosie O'Donnell did stand-up comedy, and various actors pretended to be Madonna and sang her songs after the singer herself actually balked at performing them for the fans. All the actresses, when they auditioned for the film, had to prove that they could play baseball, at least to some extent. And all of the actresses in the film, apart from Geena Davis, did their own baseball stunts. It seems that none of the performers wanted to use stunt doubles at all. Shooting was problematic because of the weather. There was 110-degree heat during that time, and they wore authentic uniforms that were made mostly of wool, making it extremely uncomfortable for the actresses. The movie portrays the league as initially unpopular and unprofitable until demeaning gimmicks were used to attract male audiences. But in reality, the league was popular and very profitable from the start. All this largely because it played in towns in the upper Midwest that had no way of watching live baseball games. There's one shot in the film that is just down-out amazing. It's the one where Geena Davis does a split to catch a popped-up ball. Now, this feat just looks almost impossible to do, but Geena Davis didn't really do this. She did do the splits, which she had no problem with, but the problem she had was with the slide. She couldn't do them both at the same time. I think this shot is really fun to watch because it really does look like Geena Davis pulls this off on her own. Go back and watch this fabulous movie from the early 90s. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.